It has been more than a year now, and still the people of Jonesboro, Arkansas have so many questions. Why would two youngsters in their community plot and carry out a gunshot massacre of their classmates? Tonight, NBC's Bob Dotson with a first look at the jailhouse letters from one of the boys, the thoughts of his mother, the quandary of a classmate who survived.
Colby Brooks' pain is still there, just below the surface. 16 months ago, he watched 15 friends fall in a hail of gunfire. 5 died.
I saw bullets flying everywhere and people going down and just blood and everything.
Colby dodged those bullets too. Today, Colby is answering a letter from the close friend who fired them.
Yes, it is hard to write a murderer.
Mitchell Johnson is that murderer. He has written Colby a series of notes all summer, looking for forgiveness.
It hit me hard. Whenever I read that, I stopped, took a few deep breaths.
In one early letter, Mitchell tries to explain why he gunned down his teachers and classmates. I honestly didn't want anyone to get hurt, but it happened anyway. It was bound to, though. I should have thought it out first.
That is hard to believe, because when you point a gun at somebody and pull the trigger and not want somebody to get hurt, that's pretty out there.
Colby figures Mitchell is now cut off from the world and wants to talk about what's become of his life. Mitchell writes, "I like rap music, but it could mess your mind up if you were to let it." So what song do prison officials let Mitchell listen to? A rap song called "Shoot 'Em Up," while serving 8 years for murder. In another letter, Mitchell writes, "I will never go to a prom. I won't have sex or kiss for 7 years, almost 8. And why?"
It kind of offended me in a way, and I wrote him back and I said, well, Natalie and Paige will never get to drive cars or go to prom or anything.
Natalie and Paige were killed that day. Mitchell's letters reveal that he thinks he's a victim too. "I have the same pain you all have. I lost friends like you did. The only difference is I was the one doing the killing."
Every day.
Gretchen Woodard, Mitchell's mother.
There is no why. He cannot tell you why.
For the first time, she's talking about that terrible day.
I don't know if he thought it was a macho thing or thought they were going to be cool, but he certainly didn't believe anyone would be hurt, say nothing to kill. And he did not know for 3 weeks who was killed and who was hurt. And I remember that day like it was yesterday, when he was told. And I remember his head hitting the table and sobbing and the tears rolling from his eyes, and he said they were all my friends.
Mitchell's mom sees him twice a month and says while he wants his friends to forgive him,
he's got to learn to forgive himself, and he hasn't been able to do that yet.
Colby struggled to forgive Mitchell too.
I think I looked at him as kind of a monster, I know a lot of people did.
So Mitchell's letters lay unanswered for the longest time, until Colby thought of Natalie and finally sat down to write.
If she was still here, I think she'd be writing.
Hoping to find the answer we all want to know. Why did Mitchell do it? Bob Dotson, NBC News, Jonesboro, Arkansas.
That's nightly news for this Tuesday night.